For workout 2 and 3, we moved inside for back-to-back workouts, testing the athlete's strength and gymnastics skills, and we also caught up once again with programmer Scott Panchik. On the big ass fan stage, we have 7 snatches for load. Why 7? How did you come up with lucky number 7, Scott?
Lucky number 7, right? You know, it's that number that when you start to look at what you have to do, you're like, wow, like that's a long way to go.
A little bit of cardio, a lot of bit of cardio.
Just a little bit. So it's like one of those, like, you can't just be strong one time. Like, I want to see how strong you are through all 7 reps and how technical you are in those movements, because I think you can sneak under a snatch every now and again, throw a Hail Mary and catch it in the end zone, but you're not going to get it 7 times in a row.
What would go into the strategy of some of these elite athletes, not just in, maybe just in the warm-up area, because I don't foresee any of them warming up to 7 snatches. So what, is there a certain percentage that you should warm up to for something like this?
Yeah, a lot of it's going to depend on you as an athlete, right? So if you are one of those athletes that is really strong for maybe 1 or 2 reps, you're going to have to start to think about, okay, what is that percentage that I can hit over and over and feel good? If the time between the warm-up area and the floor is minimal, you may even want to consider, I don't know if I should tell people this, but maybe you consider coming out and hitting something heavy and then going down in weight a little bit until you find that weight that you can hit it for the remainder of the repetitions.
Will it be the strongest athlete that wins this event?
Yes, I do. I still think like strength will prevail because their percentage is going to be a little bit higher than everyone else's. But what's unique about it is they have a 3-minute rest, and I don't necessarily think who wins this event will be the same person that goes over onto the rings, handstand walk, and crossovers and wins that event.
Okay, and right before we get to that,
I'm jumping the gun.
What is that number time? What are you going to see in that first part?
In terms of weight that goes overhead? Oh man, I don't know. That's a great question, and I'm excited to hear the answer, to be honest, and see it tonight. I think that's another one of the reasons I created the workout is I know the test will be great, and I'll be interested to see how much the row bench from this morning impacts the snatch tonight.
We do have Hannah Black in the women's elite. She can snatch 225, so I'm really excited to see at least what she can put up. But
I don't necessarily think that people will be hitting their 1 rep max.
No, by no means.
For multiple reps. But I do think there's a chance if you are going up, you could potentially hit it. You could potentially hit it if you hit your numbers right.
Okay, we'll have to wait and see.
5 minutes isn't a long time.
It's quick. You better be really warm before you take the floor.
Yeah, so I'm very interested mostly to see the strategy of each athlete. I've tried it a couple different ways, so I'm interested to see.
Well, what did you hit?
Oh, we can't tell people that, because then they can go back and do their history and be like, well, he's here, the percentage is there. You put in his age now, and
he's going to leave that in his back pocket.
It would be a
for
formula.
now.
You'd probably need to tap into quite the equation to figure it out.
Okay, so then 3-minute rest, they go to the second floor, and it's really gymnastics heavy. It almost feels like a quarterfinals workout. When you were testing this and programming it, is that kind of the concept you were thinking of?
Yeah, so we wrote it a couple different ways, and we were trying to figure out where we wanted to put the crossovers. And I mean, I can share this with you now because we've already created our final draft, but at one point the crossovers were mixed in with the snatch. So we were going to make people do crossovers and then lift, and crossovers and lift. I just didn't like the way that it felt when I tested it out. Which I think is very unique, and not a lot of events have somebody that can step out and try it and say, you know what, like, I don't think that's the best fit for it. And I felt like testing crossover singles makes it a little bit more about accuracy, and then having the ability to do those skills over there and really tying together the gymnastics side with that accuracy side and component, and bringing together those components of fitness.
Do you think that a good amount of athletes are going to strategize, maybe saving a little bit of juice in the snatch if they aren't necessarily that strong in this movement, to potentially dominate the second workout?
Yeah, I don't think you can like peel back on this. Like it's one of those, like I think every pound is gonna matter, because as you start kind of adding all the weight together, I mean, 5 pounds here and 10 pounds there could start to really drop your score. So it definitely will be important over here, but I don't, like I said, think the person that wins over here will be the same person that wins over there.
Well, Scott, thank you so much. It's been great catching up with you, and we'll see him again tomorrow to get more breakdowns on the rest of the tests throughout the weekend.
Yes, absolutely.